truck and hunting equipment from junk, folks. Scrap metal. I've got those fence pieces from the front of my sister-in-law's house. I've already made my cargo carrier for the back of my truck. Now I'm making a two-person ladder stand out of another section, and the leftover pieces from the first project. Cut into all my bars all the way across. 2 spots so far. I really have no clue how this is going to work, but I suspect it'll work out all right. It's going to be fairly strong, fairly lightweight, so might as well do it, folks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this thing over, and where these 2 brakes are, I'm going to fold this thing to 90 degrees and tack weld it in place using these little 90-degree angles I've already made. I'll just stop and take a little nub off the point of this so it would fit against where the metal's bent. I was filling in a hole over there. I'm running a pretty hot rod right now, and I burned a hole in. I don't want any weak spots on this, folks. I gotta get rid of all the weak spots. So if you burn a hole, just kind of fill it up, let it cool, fill it up, let it cool. Otherwise you just keep burning it bigger. Alright, I'll have to put more in the spots. I didn't do it. I just did 4 per side right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll this down. I'm gonna cut the center of it open on the opposite side and fold it back on itself to give it the form of a chair. Not too bad, y'all. Need to cut me 12 more pieces to fit into these spots right here. Might be a little bit high on the legs though. I might turn it. Might turn it and use this piece for the floor and that piece for the back. Nobody wants to get cut up, so I need to go in behind these, cut them out a little bit, bend them over and weld them up so nobody gets cut up. For my support, I'm going to do this 2 times on the back. Clean it up a little bit. And that's what we'll do, folks. We'll cap it like that. And down here, where the ladder comes down, we'll tie it into the ladder down there. But I'm done for the day, folks. It's starting to get hot, so I'll come out and work on this another day. Probably take 2-3 more settings before I can get this thing finished up. But it's going to be well worth the work.